weekend. I mentioned that I've got the game tonight. I'm telling you, I'm stoked. Willoughby South. I'm telling you, be mad at me, Rebels fans. That's fine. Be mad at me. I was looking past this game as, because at the time they started the season and they stunk. They weren't looking very good to start things off, and I'm going, well, that's not going to be a marquee game, and that's what I get for playing the schedule game, because the last couple of weeks they have gotten rolling. Last week, big upset, one of the biggest, as I said, in the entire state, has now put them in a position to perhaps make the playoffs. They're in the top 25 in the region. The Willoughby South Rebels are rolling here, man. So looking forward to calling their game tonight against Lakeside. That's going to be on WINT Radio, 1330 a.m. You can catch it right on your radio dial here in Northeast Ohio. Nate Marinchik and I will be doing the action tonight on the radio dial. If you're on the internet, you can stream it on WINTradio.com, or if many of you listen to the show, or this show, on TuneIn and TuneIn's radio app, just the same way TuneIn has the station channel plugged in there as well. So you could just go to TuneIn and fire up 1330 WINT, and you'll get the air feed signal right across your mobile device as well. So, and if you guys didn't know that, that's another way you can listen to the show. If you ever feel like you're trapped to your desktop or whatever, maybe you listen in the Stone Age. So many people don't know the different ways you can hear the show. TuneIn is one of the great ways that you can literally take the show with you anywhere. You can take it in your car, and if you got one of those little nifty headphone jacks in your radio, you can hear us over the radio, just like you can hear anybody else over the radio dial too. So then we magically go from your phone to your radio. But anyway, so TuneIn radio app as well. Look for WINT 1330, and I'll be calling that with Nate tonight. No, LG, we don't do any type of live. It's a straight broadcast to do a halftime show, and so no live caller interaction or anything. But it's a good time, and I love to get you guys feedback anyway. As you know, this is Game 7 for me here of my play-by-play broadcasting career. Actually, I won't be doing play-by-play tonight. I'll be the color commentator. Nate's going to carry the heavy lifting, and I'm just going to chime in with, dynamite drop-in, Monty, from time to time. I'm looking forward to playing Monty, the color man, tonight instead of the uke. So it'll be a lot of fun. There's a lot of games. If you're high school football guy here in Northeast Ohio, Solon and Menor. 2 weeks ago, that game was really looking big when both teams were undefeated. Menor is still undefeated. Solon's dropped their last two, but that one's a big one coming up this weekend. Avon and Rocky River, that one right there. You got Walsh and Notre Dame Cathedral Latin. Tomorrow, I mentioned Ignatius and Cincinnati Moeller, the two-time defending state champion, and we know about St. Ignatius. If they win, they're locking up top or higher playoff positioning here. All of these teams are duking it out for the playoff positioning as they head down to their last two. Some of these schools' last 3 weeks of the season coming up. So a lot of good games this weekend. I'm looking forward to being. I've got the Friday night fever and a little Saturday night too. I got the fever this season doing the play-by-play. You really do. It also gets you. It takes away the fluff. It takes away. I love the NFL. I love college football, but man, there's a whole another awesome level at the high school level of football where it's a lot more pure. It's a lot more. It's just the love of the game, man, and it's cool to get that. And you bounce back and forth because we spend all day talking about cynical millionaires and people that steal underwear that make $500,000 and they got bored on a Tuesday night or whatever. And we talk about all those ridiculous things. So you need a breath of fresh air every once in a while. High school football will do that for you. That's for sure. So a lot of good things going on there. Cavaliers, they get back in action tonight. Cavs are at the Q tonight, the Dallas Mavericks, and looking at some of the things. You may have everybody back tonight. I know everybody's relatively healthy. They may still hold Kyrie Irving out in this one here tonight, to be honest with you. There's a couple of reasons I could think of. I know he needs to get out there with these guys too, but at the same time, Delly and I mentioned A.J. Price the other day, you guys. I love Delly, but A.J. Price has been playing some ball, and he's really putting his name into the discussion for who's going to be the primary backup point guard. And I don't know how this roster is going to shake down if they'll go 3 point guards. But if they do, there's no doubt Price makes the roster. But, man, I like the way he's been playing. I'd like to see him play a little bit against some higher level of competition. I'd like to see him get out there a little against some of the starter level guys, but I like the the grit that he shows. A.J. Price has shown some playmaking ability there, but I love Delly too. I think that's another good problem to have, is having those two guys battling at it. As I said, not 100% positive if Kyrie's going to play or not tonight. That'll probably be closer to a game time decision. Let me check, see if I've heard anything in that regards. Nothing yet from the Cavs officially there. It'll probably be closer to game time there. They may mention it at the shoot-around this afternoon at the Q, but if not, I think it's a good thing to take out of that, is that you will get to see those other guys battling it out. But you do want to see the starters get out there and start playing. But you know what? In the NBA, there's 82 more preseason games to go, because this season doesn't really start until you get to the playoffs. So they've got plenty of time to play teams like the Milwaukee Bucks during the regular season and gel themselves together. Tonight, you may see the whole team healthy. You may not. Kevin Love, too, said he had a stiff neck the other night. If this was a regular season, much like Irving, they say he could play. We'll see if either one of those guys go out there tonight. And it's the Mavericks and the Cavs at the Q. Monday, we'll talk some more. All right. I talked about that yesterday, LG. Too many games. I know. It's too many games. That's what they say. Next thing you know, NFL players are complaining that they should be playing 12 games again. And you know, I mean, where does it end? Where does it end, man? I mean, all of a sudden we've been playing 82 games for a while. All of a sudden, you know, I guess everybody else was just afraid to complain, but now the new players are they're not afraid to speak out. Yeah, that's what it is. Or maybe you're just the first one soft enough to complain about an 82 game schedule. They soft, man. SAWFT. Soft. That's what these players are nowadays, talking about take some games off the schedule, cut some minutes off the games. Man, you make how many millions of dollars to play basketball at most for 48 minutes, at most for 82 games a year plus the playoffs? Please, trade me your situation. Please, trade me your situation right now. I'll go play hoops. You come talk about it. Let's switch up and let's see how miserable my life is. I'm guessing not quite so much. And soft, again, going back to that word. But Cavaliers playing. We'll talk about that on Monday. Buckeyes in action with Rutgers. I've seen some people saying they're sniffing an upset here. I've been that guy the last few weeks. I'm not that guy this week. I don't think it happens, but I mean, I guess that's why they play the games. We got the Buckeyes this weekend. Dan Wismar will be here on Monday. We'll talk about that Buckeyes game, win, lose, or draw with him. John McMullen from the Sports Network will be here. We'll talk all the NFL games this weekend, including the Browns. The Browns taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So looking ahead to Monday, Dan Wismar, John McMullen in the house with us there. Absolutely, Bruce. That was going to be my final takeaway. Can you believe it's been 25 years since and here they go, the Giants, back into the World Series 25 years later. And but the Earthquake series with the Bay series with the Giants and the A's and the Bash Brothers and all of that. And the Earthquake game was today. It was 25 because I saw a story about it yesterday, and I thought for sure the date, I'm like, that was the 17th. Yeah, today's the anniversary of the actual game, man. And so there you go. You never know where you could be when something like that happens. But it's been 25 years. I remember as a kid watching that. I had no clue the significance of it, like at the time. Now you look back and you watch the 30 for 30 of it and stuff. And, you know, matter of fact, I think back then I was totally enamored by Oakland. I'll be totally honest with you. That's what steroids do to you. I saw that I had the Bash Brothers poster. I'll be the first one to tell you. I had that poster that kids had back in the late 80s of McGuire and Canseco with their 22-inch pythons and their bats across their shoulders. And I thought that Dave Stewart and that pitching I thought Oakland was the bomb. I thought the A's were the team of superstars. The Bash Brothers thing did it for me because I was a kid. They were like overgrown pro wrestlers, man. They were charismatic, larger-than-life superstars. That's the way I saw it because I'm a kid. I don't know any better. I didn't know that they were synthetically powered. I didn't know what the real deal was. But that's what I remember most. I don't even remember a lot about those Giants teams. I mean, I remember some, but not a ton. I mean, to me, it was Oakland, and they were just such a powerhouse during that couple of year run there with that Bash Brothers team, and then it all Then it all, fell apart. But anyways, that's what I remember most about that time of year. And 25 years ago, man, those crazy anniversaries. Last weekend there was one of those. It was the Jimmy Johnson trade, the Herschel Walker trade with the Cowboys and the Vikings. 25 years. You're like, man, wow, man, it's been that long. And that trade changed NFL history. I mean, think about it. Look at all that the Vikings gave up. They practically gave up a Hall of Fame team. You look at all the Hall of Famers that the Cowboys drafted out of that draft pick. It's almost criminal to think that the Minnesota Vikings should have been America's team during the 90s. They should have been the one going to all those Super Bowls and not the Dallas Cowboys. But anyway, so yeah, those crazy anniversaries come up like that. Here's another one. 25 years since the quake in San Francisco. All right, guys. We're going to call this one a day. We're going to call it a week here. I'm going to get ready. Actually, I'm going to get suited up here momentarily. Get ready to head out to Willoughby South and do a little play-by-play. So come and join me tonight if you don't have anything better to do. 1330 a.m. WINT, WINTradio.com, or 1330 a.m. on the TuneIn digital radio application. I'll be calling Willoughby South and Lakeside. Be watching some Buckeyes tomorrow and some Brownies on Sunday. Come back and talk to me about it all. Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. I love you, Cleveland. Have fun. Go Bucks. Go Browns. Go whatever you're rooting for. Go 'em. Go 'em. I don't even know how else to say that. We love you, Cleveland. We'll see you Monday.
Long nights, cold weather, it ain't nothing pretty. So much hate up in this itty bitty city. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Put your hands up in the air, everybody say yeah, yeah, yeah.